Hello viewers, welcome to our channel Education for Everyone, and this is the last video of our series related to interview questions on computer networking. And if you are here for the first time, please go through all other 4 videos related to this video series. Okay, and also if you want this presentation, go to the description link in this video. And let's start with this video. So how DNS works, this is the first question of this video, that how DNS works. So we have some DNS resolver entity. Okay, what it will do is that, let me change the pointer option first. Okay, so what it will do is that it will go through up the hierarchy and then it will go down. So what is the hierarchy of DNS? So, okay, tell me. That first one is root, then there are top level domain servers, and then we have authoritative DNS servers. Okay, authoritative DNS. So we have first one as root, then we have some TLDs, and in TLDs we have other authoritative. So in this way hierarchy is formed. Okay, this is TLD. So firstly resolver will go there and ask whether it has the thing or not, and then it will go here and then it will go here. Okay, in this way it will ask the IP of the intended server. In the last it will go to the authoritative DNS server. So this is authoritative DNS server or name server, which supports or which belongs to the Cloudflare. So with the help of these all hierarchies which are followed, any machine can get to know that what is the IP of the intended server. Okay, so let's suppose we need to convert a host name which is known as example.com, and we need to get the IP address. So what it will do is given to each device on the internet, and that address is necessary to find the appropriate internet device. Okay, like a street address is used to find a particular name. So what we are doing in the, when we need to search any home or any house in the street, firstly we'll go top the hierarchy, that in which country, then in which state, then which city. So in this way we are doing in which country, in which state, and then in which city or in which street. Okay, so this is the hierarchy which is being followed, and we have one video related to DNS works. Okay, how DNS works, I have made one video already and it is there in my channel. Please go through this link and you will get it. Okay, so let's move on to the next question, that describe HTTP protocol and headers or any other thing which is related to HTTP. These things are asked in interviews. Okay, so what HTTP protocol is? This is a protocol which is used to make communication possible on the internet. Okay, so what it will do? It will make a protocol for the message request and message response. So message request is being done by client to the server, and the message response will be held by the server to the client. Okay, so means what is the design of the message? It is designed by HTTP protocol, and it means hypertext transfer protocol, and it is the underlying protocol used for World Wide Web, as I told you already. And what are the functions of HTTP? So the functions as a request response protocol. Okay, and as I told you, it is a client server computing model. In the client server computing model, it functions as request response protocol, and this is the description of the protocol format. And yes, you need to remember this protocol or datagram type. Okay, so in first line we need to mention what is the method type, means get, put, post. These are the method types. And what is the URL you need to request? So this is the URL of the server or website, and this is the version number. After that these are the header lines, that what you need to request, and there is one blank line, and there is entity body. Okay, and in the same way in HTTP response we need not to mention the URL, because URL belongs to the server, not the client. So we are showing the version, and then we are giving the status code, means yes, okay, or error, whatever is the whatever is the thing, we need to specify the status code, means 404 403. These are the status codes of the HTTP. And the phrases I told you, error, okay, connection found, that all are the things which are mentioned in the phrase. And this is the header body, and this is the response body of the HTTP. Now let's move on to the other question, that what is OSPF? So the full form is Open Shortest Path First. Okay, and it supports link state routing protocol algorithm. Okay, not protocol, algorithm. So what it does is that inside an autonomous system, it provides a way in which all the networks devices should be connected so they can communicate to each other. And it is using Dijkstra algorithm for routing the message inside the autonomous system. Okay, so this is the main line, that it is working inside an autonomous system, not outside the autonomous system. And in the same way, we have one other routing protocol, which is routing information protocol. It is also an intra-autonomous system protocol in which it uses Bellman-Ford algorithm. We had discussed this algorithm in previous video also, that what are the disadvantages of RIP. So in this video we are discussing what is RIP. So it works on port number 520, and it uses a maximum value of 120 as the number of devices, and it is a distant vector routing protocol. OSPF is link state vector protocol, link state routing algorithm or protocol, and it is distant vector routing protocol, and it is dynamic in nature. Okay, the link states will be are changing dynamically, means at each second it will change or it might change. So the other question is, what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? So the main difference lies in the next slide. I have written this slide to read you once. So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, and the main difference is there is one S here, okay, and there is no S in the HTTP. So this is the difference, but there is much difference. You can see in this slide that in HTTPS it is a transport layer protocol, okay, transport layer protocol, but HTTP is application layer protocol, means top layer, PDNTA means application layer. So HTTP will work on application layer, but HTTPS will work on transport layer. And as S stands for secure connection, so here HTTPS will be secured, but HTTP is unsecured. Okay, and the ports are different. So HTTP will work on port 80, but secure HTTP will work on port 443. Okay, and no SSL certificates are required for HTTP, and we need to register our personal information from the certificate authorities to use HTTPS. So HTTPS will use certificates. For those websites we need to register ourselves through certified authorities, okay, or certificate authorities. And HTTP doesn't require domain validation. Okay, that's what I'm telling just now, that HTTP doesn't require validation, but HTTPS does require validation. And there is no encryption in HTTP, but the messages are encrypted when are being transmitted through HTTPS. Now moving on to other question, that what is VPN? Okay, so VPN stands for Virtual Private Network, and what it will do is that it is just an encrypted connection which is being done between the device and the network on the internet. And what it does is it prevents unauthorized people from eavesdropping on the traffic, means it is letting them to see the message. Okay, suppose this is a message inside a company, and we need to transmit this message uh, means securely to the other network. Okay, this is company C2, and we need to transfer this message M1 from C1 to C2. So what we have to do, we will make a connection, secure connection between C1 and C2, which is known as VPN, and through this connection we can share the message between these companies. So this is the use of VPN. Now the question is, what is the difference between IPv4 and IPv6? So this is the most frequently asked question in interviews, and it is the most basic one also, that what is the difference between V4 and V6 of internet protocol. Okay, so the main differences is, it is 32-bit address length, means IPv4 only have 32-bit address length, but version 6 have 128-bit address length. Because of this bit address length, we have only 4.2 billion address space in IPv4, but very large address space is there in IPv6, which is 2 to the power 128. But in this case we have only 2 to the power 32. Alright, and then security feature is dependent on application. So whichever the application we are using, on the basis of that application security is provided. But in IPv6 we have IPsec, which is inbuilt security feature in IPv6. So we have extended security to this version. Now the main difference lies in the fragmentation, that in IPv4 forwarding routers can also do the fragmentation along with the sender. Okay, sender can also do the fragmentation, and routers can also do the fragmentation, but it is not the case in IPv6. In IPv6 only the sender can fragment the data or the packet, and in IPv4 packet flow identification is not available, but it is available in IPv6 with a flow label field in the header. And IPv4 have checksum, but it is not there in IPv6, because all the fragmentation is done on the sender part and there will be no change from the routers. That's why we don't have any checksum field. Now going on to the next question, that what are content distribution networks, or what are content delivery network? So these are the network entities which are distributing the content to all the network devices which are there in the network. Okay, so reading this para, because all the gist of CDN is written here. So the goal is to provide high availability and high performance. Okay, so this is the goal, that we have to provide availability to all the users to the content, and we should keep the performance high. Okay, and we have to distribute the service especially relative to end users. Okay, if we want to access some video from India, which is based means the video is mainly based in the US, so we have to make sure that that video is available in our CDN, okay, which is based in India. So these are proxy servers. So this is proxy server which is in India. Okay, on behalf of this user which is sitting in India, this CDN will ask the CDN of US. Okay, I'm going into deep to make you understand that there are different CDNs which are situated geographically apart, and this is the US market, or where the video is found. So it will ask on the behalf of this user 1, that we need this video. So this CDN will give him the video, and this CDN will process the request of this user. So in this way the video is being distributed. And what it distributes means, CDN distributes, it distributes media files, softwares, documents, applications which are related to e-commerce or portals, and it can also stream the data, which is live streaming media, or you can say live TV, and on demand streaming media means you can also say sporting events, social media sites. These all are being served by CDNs. Okay, and there is a reference video. You can go by copying this video in your URL. Now this is the last question of this video and as well as this video series, and this is the most important one, that how will you describe functionalities of server client to a 10-year-old child. Okay, this question is being asked in many interviews, that how will you explain that what is server and what is client who doesn't know a thing about this computer networking. So my answer is, it totally depends on your understanding. How did you understand the server client? You can go and recite it to any child which is below 10 years or 10 years. So if you want suggestion, I can give you two examples, that you can give example of interaction between shopkeeper and customer. So what is the interaction between shopkeeper and customer? Suppose customer wants one thing or article from the shopkeeper. So he will go to the shop and will ask to the shopkeeper that I need this thing, and shopkeeper will process the request. So this is one example. And the other case, which is more basic, that how a child will request a toy from his mother. Okay, so if a child is requesting a toy from his mother, so what will he do? He will go to his mother and will ask that, mother, I want this toy, and then mother will process the request of the child and will give the toy to her child. Okay, so these are two examples how you can describe, or you may describe any 10-year-old child, that what is server and what is client. Okay, and this is the last slide of this video. And guys, please like, follow, subscribe this video and our channel, to make us reach more number of viewers and candidates which are sitting in interviews. Okay, so thank you.